Today, we're talking about high value videos, the kind of video that has you clinging on every word, hooked until the very end, and wanting more. Have you ever thought to yourself, how can I make my content more compelling so that I can attract more ideal buyers? If so, this video is for you because it turns out there is a proven framework for creating binge-worthy videos. And I'm going to pull back the curtain on a side-by-side breakdown that separates generic, forgettable videos from the high-value content that people can't stop watching. And nope, we're not talking about fancy editing tricks or viral dances. Think of it as your cheat sheet for building the best videos. Videos that make a difference to your viewers and your business sales. Hey there, I'm April Meese, a midlife video marketing mentor who's built two multi-six-figure businesses using smart video strategies and taught female entrepreneurs worldwide to do the same. And today we're breaking down a simple side-by-side chart that reveals how to level up every single aspect of your videos, from your hook to your storytelling, and even how to invite viewers to take action. You're going to love what's on this chart. First, let's talk about value and why you want it. The word value gets thrown around constantly, but what does it really mean? Value is the purpose or what someone is getting out of your video. The viewers might want to be entertained, or maybe they want to be educated, or maybe they're craving some inspiration to finally take action. Value is subjective. It's what they find useful. The best is when you can educate and inspire and do it in an entertaining way. Overall, the key is to deliver whatever the viewer, your audience, is wanting and expecting, and then give them more than they bargained for. So you create those raving fans and buyers. But we'll get to that point in just a moment. We want to create valuable videos because they are rewarding and satisfying to our audience of prospective buyers. But the real reason is because they build trust and credibility. Think of a generic low value video like grabbing a cheap burger at a drive-thru. It's quick and maybe satisfies the immediate hunger, but leaves you kind of feeling and not truly nourished. Whereas a high value video, think of it as a home cooked nutritious meal, maybe like your grandma made. We can assume that it wouldn't be me cooking. But the high value video, just like the meal, will take more time and effort, but it's far more beneficial, gratifying, and memorable. That's a kind of positive reputation you want. So how does this relate to you as a business owner? Well, you want to make valuable videos that your market wants so that you are fulfilling your brand promise to help the prospective client. You're building that trust and credibility along the way that leads to sales. Bottom line, the more value they perceive, the more likely they are to buy your services and products. So the big question that we are addressing today is, how do we create more valuable, binge-worthy videos? So let's dive in. So the first key video element is audience alignment. When it comes to generic low-value videos, they tend to be vague. No real mention of specific pain points or desires. Whereas high-value videos have relevance to the audience. They precisely address the concern. They speak to the deeper, what we call psychographics of the audience, which means they're addressing the real struggles that the client is thinking about and the problems they're facing. So, for example, if you're a personal trainer that has an audience of busy new moms who feel self-conscious about their body and they're time-starved, you want to shift your content from 5 moves for a flat tummy, which is generic, to the topic being a quick confidence boost for new moms while the baby naps. That's going to speak to their hidden fears and the real life realities. The other thing about audience alignment is that with low value videos, they fail to show that you get the audience, their day to day challenges, where with the high value videos, you're demonstrating empathy and insider awareness. You might say something like, I know juggling business and kids is tough. So the viewer is thinking, she gets me. The next video element is content structure. And now for generic low value videos, this is when it doesn't match the thumbnail or the title that they were expecting. It seems like what they call clickbait, or it just underdelivers. On the other hand, with high value videos, the video delivers exactly what it promises in the thumbnail and title, and it over delivers by including a little surprise tip or maybe a freebie. With low value videos, it provides minimal to no context, which causes some confusion early on. Where high value videos state upfront exactly what the video is about and why it matters, ensuring the watcher knows they're in the right place. With low value videos, it gives no reason to continue beyond the first tip, leading to drop offs. Where high value videos use open loops, known as the Zeigarnik effect, discovered by Bluma Zeigarnik, who discovered this in the 1920s that the brain doesn't like to have open, unsolved problems, or what we would call open loops. And the brain tends to focus on the things that are incomplete rather than the things that are complete. So, to hint at an upcoming point, you build suspense and prompting the viewers to watch till the very end to find the resolution. Think of your favorite TV show that you've watched. Do you notice that every episode starts with a dramatic tease, a short clip of what the episode's about? And then also at the end, they keep you hanging on for the next episode before it comes out. And you can do that too by adding phrases like, stick around because I'll show you the X, Y, and Z. So you have a little added suspense cliffhanger. The low value video dumps all of the information right out at the start, so there's no tension or curiosity. Whereas the high value video paces out the content, building that curiosity so the viewer stays to see the big reveal at the end. Imagine you started reading a thrilling novel, but instead the story reveals the killer on the first page. There's zero tension. But the high value video mimics a well paced novel with mini cliffhangers at the end of each chapter, just enough to push you to the next chapter. And by the time you realize it, you've devoured the whole thing. The author, Susan Collins, for the Hunger Games series, is excellent at this. She is a master. She drops these lines that leave you speechless at the end of the chapter. And I always say, okay, I'll just read a little bit more of the next chapter. And before you know it, I'm reading and reading and reading. And as you can see, I'm a big fan, and I have the next book on pre-order. We want our viewers and prospective clients to do the same thing with our videos and our products and services. The low value video meets the promise at best, but seldom goes beyond. Whereas the high value video over delivers. It meets the promise and includes extra resources like advanced tips and behind the scenes insights. Now, the next video element is topic depth, clarity, and intrigue. I call this category surprise and delight. So for your generic low value videos, they tend to be shallow and repetitive tips that can be easily found elsewhere, where the high value videos explores the topic in depth, often providing fresh insights, data, and even a personal angle. With the low value, they might throw out broad statements without examples or context. Or it has an over complex message where the high value video makes the content easily digestible. The key is to ground each claim with a story or a statistic or real life evidence so that viewers understand and trust the advice. Also, the low value video lacks a unique or intriguing spin, where the high value video has a unique angle, that intriguing hook that stand out, The analogy that I would use here is low value videos are like strolling along the beach, occasionally picking up a shell and then discarding it for the next one. There's little depth, and you might never find anything truly special. Whereas high value videos, on the other hand, they require diving down deep, venturing beneath the surface to uncover hidden insights. It's like pearl diving. It's riskier and it takes more effort, but that's where the treasures are, in your unique and profound knowledge. As always, if you found any pearls of wisdom or helpful tips in this video, share them below. I'd love to read your comments. Also, it's very helpful for others. The next video element is emotional connection. So for low value videos, they might feel disconnected, no personal stories, no rapport built with the viewers, and rarely addresses how the viewer feels and just jumps into the info. Whereas a high value video demonstrates empathy, relatable anecdotes, and acknowledges emotional struggles. It focuses on how content will make them feel smarter, hopeful, or inspire to act. The next video element is creative elements. For low value videos, this would be minimal visuals, bland videos with no props, no text overlays, no metaphors, only stale examples, making the content feel dull. High value videos use thoughtful visuals like graphs, props, or overlay text to enforce the key points. It engages imagination with fresh analogies or comedic scenarios. It might incorporate B-roll or some backstage moments, letting the viewer see the creation process. Overall, it helps the viewer understand the content more easily. Every year, I attend Social Media Marketing World Conference, and before the beginning keynote on the first day of the conference, there's usually a little skit to have a little bit of entertainment and really give context to the conference theme and also introduce the opening keynote speech. And it's so much fun to watch. It can be tricky to think of creative enhancements, especially if you are a very left brain logical person. So if that's you, choosing a great video editor is a wise investment. The next element is perceived effort and credibility. So for low value videos, this is where there's no mention of research, testing, or credentials. It talks in generalities, it lacks proof of effort, and fails to show why the creator is an authority or experienced in the field. Versus high value video, it's going to mention specific hours of research, personal investment, or recognized sources quoting different statistics. It's going to showcase your effort or credibility. Using phrases like, I spent 10 hours testing this, or I interviewed 5 experts, I've learned from failing multiple times, or any phrase like this will prove expertise. We want to show real world experiences, conference takeaways, data driven insights, all of those things showing why someone should listen to you and that you are credible, building your authority. The last element for videos is actionability and next steps. So for a low value video, they might just say bye with no call to action, no next steps. There might also just be a lot of info without telling them how to apply it in the video. For example, how it could be used in the real world. In order to make your videos high value, you want to encourage practical action, saying, try this tip now, comment your results, download the checklist, and tune in for next week. You will help the viewer to know, feel, and do, offering them easy ways to implement the lesson. A video with no next steps is like standing on one side of a river with no bridge. You can see the other side, but you're stuck. A high value video places those stepping stones along the river, and each stone has a specific action so the viewer can hop from stone to stone and eventually reach the other side of the bank. And there you have it, a simple chart that draws a line between generic videos and high value binge worthy content. Remember, if you can find a signature style so that your viewer gets the same experience each time, they're more likely to keep coming back. If you want help with finding your signature style, having camera confidence, and having a strategic video marketing system for consistent sales, then comment below and I will send you information on how I can support you and how we can work together to increase your income with ease. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you came away with more than just facts. Now it's your turn to pick at least one new video element that you can implement into your next video. The one that most resonates with you, and drop it in the comments or share how you plan to transform your next video with the tips that you've learned today. I can't wait to see your takeaways and find out if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Until next time, with hugs and high fives, bye for now. That you're fulfilling your brand. So you're fulfilling. One more time. The low value video meets the promise at best. Meets the promise. Golly, there's too many S's there. The low value video meets the promise at best. At best. The low value video meets the promise at best, but seldom goes beyond. Whereas the high value video, can I just do that one more time? One more time, and then I promise I'm moving on. If you ever see the sun setting on my face, don't worry. That's just me perfecting my dramatic lighting technique. And it also means it's time for me to go make dinner. Bye again.